Today, Congresswoman Monica de la Cruz spoke to McAllen business leaders to provide the latest information on the current congressional session. We were there, got a chance to ask her some questions as well. Today, Congresswoman Monica de la Cruz updating local leaders on the first quarter of her term.
Some of the things that we've been working on is including a vision that ensures that McAllen remains a great place to live and to raise a family.
Right away touching on immigration.
In no way does our country's broken immigration system reflect on the city of McAllen, on the Rio Grande Valley, and on our beautiful, beautiful community. This is a federal issue.
In addition to voting yay on H.R. 2, also known as the Secure the Border Act, which passed on party lines.
Earlier this month, I introduced a bipartisan bill to help the federal government combat the financing of fentanyl and bring criminals to justice.
That bill requires federal finance officials to study the trafficking of drugs like fentanyl and the financing behind it. But when I asked her about the bipartisan immigration bill introduced by Florida Republican Maria Elvira Salazar and El Paso Democrat Veronica Escobar, a bill that is gaining more bipartisan traction.
I have not had a chance to review that piece of legislation to make an opinion on it.
On the economy, de la Cruz says she voted on legislation to prevent the hiring of 87,000 new IRS agents.
This was not about politics. It was just common sense. Studies show that in Hidalgo, or that Hidalgo County is audited by the IRS at a rate of 30% above the national average.
According to ProPublica, about 10 out of every 1,000 taxpayers in the valley are audited annually. That number is closer to 8 of every 1,000 nationwide. And when it comes to Social Security, this is what she had to say when I asked about the bills she highlights on this campaign flyer that haven't seen any movement in Congress.
The Social Security Fairness Act, that went to committee in January. Your Senior Citizens Tax Elimination Acts went to committee in May. What is the status of those bills?
So both of those bills have to go through committee, as you well know, and be voted out of committee. So that's why it's important that when, as a freshman legislator, that I speak with the chairman and that we push those through committee. That is actually goes through the chairman to decide what actually goes.
A few weeks ago, we sat down in studio with Michelle Vallejo, who has announced she is running once again for the District 15 congressional seat as a Democrat. And today we spoke to members of de la Cruz's team and offered the same opportunity to the Congresswoman. We'll let you know if she accepts.